up everyone, True Blue here, and you guys remember Mario Galaxy? It is one of the games of all time, that's for sure. Mario Galaxy was an interesting game on the Wii, not because of what it was as a Mario game, but because, unlike almost every other mainline game, had a direct sequel, Mario Galaxy 2. And before anyone mentions it, Mario Galaxy is literally like 17 years old. It's insane. Now, a lot of people have always talked about Mario Galaxy 3. Most games come in trilogies. It's weird that this is a duology. That is a word. So, what if Mario Galaxy 3 did exist? What could that look like? Well, I'm here to answer all those questions with my take on Super Mario Galaxy 3. But before I get into it, if you want to see more content like this, I make tons of random stuff like this, so you can check out more of my videos. Obviously, like, subscribe, let me know I'm doing good. It means a lot to me. Anyway, I'm just gonna go right into it. This was designed, if it was, we're going back a bit to maybe another Wii U game. I'm not trying to make a modern Mario Galaxy 3. It just wouldn't make sense. I am basically saying, what if we went back to that era and they did a proper trilogy? And this was the definitive ultimate experience for Mario Galaxy. And I'm thinking Wii U. Because of that, I have the foresight of where they would go in the direction of Mario, so I was able to take some of those ideas and kind of twist it to fit with Galaxy. You'll see what I mean in a bit. For one, I want to open on the gameplay. So everything is going to carry over, of course, from Galaxy 1 and 2. Your iconic spin, just the movement physics, the health mechanics, all of that's going to stay the same. I'm not going to really change all that much about it. I still think that all of that should stay. I would like to see the Galaxy 1 a hub approach. Instead of having the big planet and then just like a level select, you actually go to all around the Comet Observatory, something similar to that. My pitch would be maybe like a Peach Castle, but we'll get to that later. Now, to add on to Mario's moveset, I would like to see the roll. Roll has been added in like 3D World, Odyssey. It's just something they've started adding in the 3D games, so if this came out, I think the roll would be a fun mechanic to add. On top of that, the spin jump, and I don't mean jump and then spin, I mean Mario spins in a circle, he starts spinning, then he gets a higher jump, because I think it'd be funny if he could spin jump into a spin, because that's not something you could actually do in the original Galaxy games, and that just sounds funny to me. Now, for the thing that's special about this game, obviously, Mario Galaxy 1, the gimmick was it was Galaxy. Galaxy 2's gimmick was Yoshi and what he brought to the table. For this game, I kind of designed something interesting. I wanted to use the vast amount of Lumas and kind of taking from Sparks of Hope and how they use different Lumas. My idea is Mario would have different Lumas that would tag alongside him, granting additional movement options and abilities for his movement on top of his normal spin. So for example, every game he's accompanied with a Luma that grants him the spin, of course. Now he could ask other Lumas for support. They may give elemental properties, maybe a floatier jump, maybe his jump is higher, maybe his health is larger, whatever the case. Various properties throughout the game, and that would be unlocked through various challenges, levels, whatever the case. And it would be a fun mix-up of the usual style of gameplay, because Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 play basically the same, with the exception of, Yoshi. That would be the big kind of selling point is, you can kind of customize Mario's moveset with those Lumas, and it would create interesting challenges throughout the game. On top of that, 2-player mode. Obviously, all the games had the little brother mode. That would still be in here. But, we all know it'd be pretty cool if Mario Galaxy had a proper 2-player co-op where someone else would join you. And that's just why I am adding that, but it's not Luigi. Instead, second player would be a Cosmic Clone Mario, just an Ally one, maybe it looks a little different, and that would, just function the same as Mario. Whatever ability Mario has at the moment, that Cosmic Clone would also have. And on top of that, they would kind of be tethered to Mario. They can't really go off the screen. Mario would be the focal point. It wouldn't be the best system, of course, but it is a good alternative to the absolute poor little brother mode. And then lastly, 100%, you get Luigi. It's iconic, it's literally a meme. I think it'd be fun if we could play Luigi Galaxy again. Now, to move on from that, each of the games had interesting assortments of power-ups, a lot of new, very much originals for the games. So, Mario Galaxy 1, of course, had Fire Mario, the Superstar Invincible Mario, Ice Mario, which is different from how, we see him nowadays, Spring Mario, Bee Mario, Boo Mario, and Flying Mario, with Galaxy 2 adding Rock Mario, Cloud Mario, and then Yoshi with his 3 different forms. So using that list, I decided some of them are going to get cut, some of them, add some new ones, and see what would really stick with this game. So of course, Fire Mario and, the Invincible Superstar, classic, those are going to be in here. I am going to cut Ice Mario though. Since after the release of Galaxy 2, we started seeing ice in other games, and the Ice Flower and how that worked was different. I think it'd be weird if we had the Galaxy version still reappearing, so I'm cutting that completely. That is not in the game. But I will keep Spring Mario, Bee Mario, and Boo Mario. They're all fun. I really love those. They were in Galaxy 2, I believe, as well. We will get rid of Flying Mario. That was just a weird thing. And then Rock Mario, Cloud Mario, and of course the Yoshis and all that stuff will, of course, be in this game as well. I do have 2 new power-ups, of course, that would round out all of these to 10. Yes, Yoshi's technically considered a power-up in the Mario Galaxy games. It's a little weird. For one, Water Mario. This is going to basically just be Ice Mario again. It would work basically the same. The only difference is instead of creating platforms, you'd just be able to walk on water, wall jump off the water. There's no more platforms, but everything else would basically be the same as Ice Mario. It's just now he's water and not ice. Also, another big addition, because Yoshi was like an additional thing, but was also considered like a power-up. So I want to have a cool new power-up that could be implemented into a ton of levels and be interesting. I call this Gravity Mario. He would be able to stick to stuff. So the gravity mechanics of the world would apply to Mario instead of the world itself. Put it this way. Mario is attached to a planet, and there's planets around him, but they don't have orbits, so Mario doesn't attach to them. With Gravity Mario, he can attach to those. That's what the ability is. It would definitely be very busted and broken, so it would be kind of limited use, of course. But it definitely allows for some very interesting puzzles, and I love to see how the dev team would handle that. So 10 power-ups, very much a lot of returning ones. The 2 new ones are very, not too crazy for Mario Galaxy, but overall, the power-ups are, I love the power-ups they introduce, but they're very minimally used throughout the game. They're definitely highlighted moments, and less of, throughout the course of the game you're using them. So I'm not too worried about how the power-ups interact with this entire game. Now for galaxies, I want to preface, Galaxy 1 had 42 individual galaxies. I'm not counting levels, I'm counting just what are considered worlds, the galaxies you're visiting with levels. Galaxy 2 had what's considered 49. I decided to just bump that to a clean 50. So there's 50 levels throughout this game. Some of them would be kind of like the one-off, mission levels. Some of them are boss levels. Some of them are full, there's 4 or 5 stages within that one galaxy. But between them, I have kind of 3 kinds. The boss levels, which I just kind of mentioned the character they're based around. The galaxies based off of past galaxies, kind of what vibe, aesthetic I'd like to see return, because that's kind of an iconic galaxy. And then new interesting ideas they could use for new levels, because, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 had a lot of overlap. So I think it'd be interesting if they tried new stuff. Crazy. Anyway, I'm going to kind of rapid fire through these because there's, again, 50 galaxies, but I'll try my best. Number 1, Good Egg Galaxy, Yoshi Star Galaxy. They're not necessarily related, but the whole idea stands for that open tutorial level that a lot of people love. That kind of idea I want to see, of course, come back. Honey Hive Galaxy is iconic. Space Junk Galaxy, I think, is really fun. Freeze Thing Galaxy is awesome. Gusty Garden Galaxy, also really sick. Beach Bowl Galaxy, a lot of people love. Flip Swap Galaxy, iconic. Cloudy Court Galaxy, also pretty iconic. Shiverburn Galaxy is very much similar to Freeze Flame, but I think it'd be interesting if we saw new takes on both of those, because they do the same idea, but in different ways with their levels. Then the first boss level would obviously be Bowser, first boss of the game. Then a new Spin Dig Galaxy, Tall Trunk Galaxy, Haunty Halls Galaxy, and Toy Time Galaxy. There's a few more later on, but those are kind of the general, I feel, iconic ones people talk about, or they just kind of stood out to me personally, and I really like them because I'm designing it, so I'm going to have a little bias. But the rest of these are all based off of various things of the Mario franchise, space, whatever the case, so I'll just go through them and explain them very briefly. The Jungle Galaxy, I like to base this on kind of Donkey Kong Country's aesthetic vibe. I think it'd be cool if we had a jungle level. The Wii Galaxy, I think it'd be cool if all the planets at the very least were shaped like Wii add-ons, accessories, stuff like that. It's not necessarily themed around the Wii, it's just more so like the shape. Sunshine Galaxy, we're going to base this off Mario Sunshine, of course. A Moon Galaxy, we had the moon appear in Mario Odyssey, and that's an amazing level, so I think it'd be cool if we saw that in a Galaxy format. On top of that, the opposite, I think a Sun level would be awesome. That'd be so sick to have, like a just giant molten world. The next boss, I'm going to bring back Boom Boom. Obviously, nowadays we see kind of Boom Boom and the Koopalinks and all that a ton, but back then it was still rare to see them, so if we're giving this, a few years after Galaxy 2, I could definitely see Boom Boom making his grand appearance in the Galaxy games, have an interesting boss fight. The Ancient Galaxy, I'm basing this off of Cascade Kingdom from Odyssey. I think it'd be really sick if we had that aesthetic, but just, planets. The Construct Galaxy, I'm basing this off of the whole construction setting from, like, Arcade DK and Wrecking Crew. That's a very iconic to Mario, and there's definitely a lot of potential there for what could be, levels. I don't know what to call this one, so Japan Galaxy, based off of Bowser Kingdom from Odyssey as well. A lot of people love that, the aesthetic, and I think it'd be awesome if that was in Galaxy. Piranha Galaxy, Piranha Plants, I feel like they make more of an appearance over the years. They've been reoccurring more and more, and since, there's like the Dino Piranha, iconic and classic to Galaxy, I do believe a Piranha Plant themed world makes sense. On top of that, Koopa Galaxy. Koopa's iconic to the Mario franchise. They deserve one. Rainbow Galaxy. I'm basing this off Rainbow Road, because Rainbow Road's always in space, but we've never really seen it in Galaxy, even though we're in space, so I think it'd be cool if we actually kind of saw where Rainbow Road comes from. On top of that, some Space Station Galaxy based off the Mario Kart 8 one, because that one's in a space station. Obviously, that game didn't exist at this point, but the idea still stands because they still have those ideas floating around at the time. Then some kind of general themed worlds that we see in like the new Soup games that just haven't come, and that's the Poison Swamp. That would be an interesting galaxy. And then this is going for more of like modern, like Wonder and the side games, like a music or rhythm level, but based with galaxy mechanics would be very fun. Next, we're bringing back what is Camella, that boss. That will be a big boss this time. Paper Galaxy based off Paper Mario. A Bunny Galaxy. Bunnies are very much like at this era of Mario, a lot of rabbits showed up, like 64, Galaxy of course. Paint Galaxy, Mario Paint. I think it'd be cool if you just a very colorful world, because Galaxy is just such a beautiful game. Sports Galaxy, referencing Mario Sports. Then some more general theming ones. Thunder Galaxy, because I don't think we've had a general lightning or thunder themed level, but it makes sense with some of the planets we've seen already in Galaxy and like how space is depicted in the Mario universe. Boat Galaxy. Boats are very common in Mario. You have like the airships, the sunken ships, of course. I think it'd be cool if we got to see kind of just a ton of ships or like a ton of wreckage turned into a just massive level for Galaxy. Then like a Mountain Galaxy, just mountain terrain. I'm thinking more of like cliffside than like a grassy mountain. Mushroom Galaxy. Think of the shrooms from Partner in Time. They're meant to be like aliens from space, so I think it'd be cool if we got to see like that cameo and reference. Some Slide Galaxy, just a sliding level. Those are iconic to Mario, and again, this era, there's a lot of those slide challenge levels. I think that'd be a fun one-off. The next boss, Bowser Jr. Then Ride Galaxy. I don't know how to phrase this one, but this era of Mario, 64, Sunshine, Galaxy had these various race levels that weren't just slides, but used various extra mechanics. So I think a Galaxy that kind of encapsulated all that would be fun. This one is more of a gimmick. Bad Air Galaxy, TLDR, above ground water mechanics. So you have oxygen, but you don't have to deal with like swimming. It'd be an interesting take, and it works with space. A galaxy based around Saturn would be fun. Also, a like safe black hole. Like you go into a black hole in like a thing, and that's usually how you die in this game. But like one that doesn't kill you would be interesting to explore. Just a general green galaxy for Luigi, because green is his thing. A Pikmin-inspired one. Obviously, there was a very much famous Pikmin cameo in Mario Galaxy 2, so I think it'd be fun if we actually just had one inspired off of the planets and like aesthetics of Pikmin. Everything could be like really big compared to Mario or something. Then a few more returning ones. Throwback Galaxy is iconic. We need to see that come back. Boss Blitz Galaxy, just a boss rush, also would like to see that. And you can't have a new Mario Galaxy without a Grand Finale or Grandmaster style Galaxy. Those are the big challenge levels that people always talk about, and they kind of started with Galaxy, so we definitely need to see a new, massive, stupid difficult level. This would obviously be unlocked after the final Bowser battle, which is the final boss. And that is 50 galaxies down the list right there. That is 50 right there. All original ideas, most of them taken from other Mario games. I don't care. That's a lot of levels. Most of these could be one-offs, but you guys all get the general idea if you played Galaxy. Now, for the story, again, Mario games aren't so reliant on story, but obviously Galaxy kind of spearheaded where they would take place. So I did write a little, kind of plot synopsis. So rather than Peach getting captured, my thing is Bowser captures Rosalina somehow. We're not going to explain that. And uses the Lumos to create, this anti-Luma, granting him tons of powers over the cosmos that he didn't have previously, and that would kind of be your big driving force since at the end of Galaxy 2, so much happens. And then it would we're just going to retcon this. Peach turns her castle into some form of spaceship after the first and second game, so Mario uses that alongside the power of Rescue Lumas to access more of the ship, get more power stars, and they would act as an engine just like with the Comet Observatory to reach the final Bowser level. You beat him, universe saved, universe-altering events, whatever, there you go. Lastly, just some extra notes. We need another orchestral soundtrack. Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 have phenomenal soundtracks that are orchestral, and that is kind of the bread and butter of what makes Mario Galaxy so special. On top of that, if we're going for the Wii U, we're saying this is a big new version, Mario Galaxy 3. Heck, if this was today, Mario Galaxy 3, and we got this literally on the Switch, I think if they were trying to make Galaxy 3, it would definitely come off as a sub-series or something interesting. I think they need a distinct art style. Think of how recent Mario games have all had their own unique styles. Instead of having this era of Sunshine, Galaxy, 3D World, where Mario kind of stayed in the same style. It was still that Mario art style, nothing too crazy. But nowadays, Mario, Luigi, Brothership, they have such a unique style. Wonder had a unique style. I think it'd be cool if Galaxy had its own art style, its own art direction, compared to previous Mario games. Obviously, this is very much nitpicky and not necessary because it's so subjective on what makes good art. But I think if you are going to make the big third game, get a new art style. And then, say if this is today, you make a new art style. Then, Nintendo, you take the old games. You've already got the first one on Switch. Give us the second one. Remasters, or whatever you want to call it. And it's the same game, but with the new art style. Free money right there. There you go. That's business for you. But it would be awesome to have the trilogy on a modern console, if it were the case. Obviously, that is probably the biggest stretch. If they did a Galaxy 3, I don't think they would go for a new style. I think they would keep it the same as 1 and 2, if it was on Wii U, of course. But there's always hoping. But yeah, that is my pitch for Mario Galaxy 3. Looking back, it's so interesting how Mario Galaxy got a direct sequel. Again, we haven't seen that occur since, or before that. Obviously, there was a chance of Mario 64 getting one, but that didn't happen. So it's so weird that it does have a direct sequel. And then everyone goes, well, where's the third one? We need the third one. Everything comes in either 1s or 3s. Anything past that or before that is just weird. So having 2 games is weird, and we're not used to it. So if there was a Galaxy 3, which I still would love. I actually really like Galaxy 1 and 2. Will I have complaints with Galaxy 1, specifically the Switch version, because you're working with Joy-Cons, and Joy-Cons just have inherent issues with them. As someone who played Galaxy 2 on the Wii, it is so fun. Love those games. They work so well. Obviously, there is some issue with the camera, but that, again, you get used to it. Gameplay-wise, it's phenomenal. And I highly recommend, if you haven't played Mario Galaxy, I highly recommend going back and playing those games. They're a great time. You'll definitely have fun if you make it all the way to the final challenge levels. Those are some of the best in the franchise, of course, so I highly recommend playing them. But yeah, that's all I got for you today, so if you want to see me make more games for Mario, more games in general, let me know. Love doing this. And with that being said, I wish you all a lovely day.